CEO of Lead Pops. I'd like to get started just by making it clear what we do, our role, how we're here to help you with your lead generation, your marketing. So we're not the company that's going to sell you leads or provide you leads or do your marketing for you. We provide the tools and the technology that enable you to generate your own leads that you can plug into any marketing that you're currently doing or going to be starting up. And then we partner with you and we consult you on how to get traffic to your lead generation tools, to the software. So we work with you on email marketing, social media advertising, realtor partnerships, anything that you're doing to grow your business. The tools that we create are built to magnify. So the whole goal is to get the traffic into the landing pages, into the funnels that we create. And those funnels are going to then turn around and generate your own exclusive leads for you. And it's the same tactics, the same strategies that you see the big companies like LendingTree, Zillow, Quicken Loans, all these big companies that have kind of positioned themselves between you and your clients to sell you leads. Our goal is to help you take your leads back so you can generate your own exclusive leads and use the same tools and technology and strategies that these companies are doing, and you can do it yourself. There's really nothing to it other than knowing how to go about lead generation and having the right technology and the tools to do exactly that. So that's what Lead Pops is all about. We're here to partner with you. I've got a whole bunch of questions that have come through for today's chat, so I wanted to start out and jump right into the main question, and this comes up regularly with us. So how do you get traffic into the funnel? That's a great question. Great lead capture technology doesn't do much for you, obviously, if you're not getting traffic to it. But it's also a question that I can answer, a ton of different ways. And it just really depends on what you're doing in your marketing currently and your advertising budget, the kinds of leads you want to go after, because there's a ton of different ways to get traffic into your funnel. The quickest, easiest way that you can do exactly that is an email blast to your database. So the funnel itself, it serves as a landing page. So with the funnels account, you get 32 different landing pages for all different types of mortgage products that you might be going after, whether it's an FHA loan, VA, jumbo, reverse mortgages, whatever your ideal client might be. We've got a tool that's ready to go for you right out of the box. And it's literally as simple as copying and pasting a link to that tool in an email blast that you might do. And the idea with that is, a lot of clients are doing email blasts or they're doing a monthly newsletter. They're reaching out to their database regularly, maybe once or twice a month or even more than that. But what they're typically missing is an engagement piece in that email. It's just a whole lot of text to read, and there's no point to it. There's just stuff to read, and at the end, it's like an email signature with a link to a loan application. And that's not going to get somebody to take action. They're not going to open up that email and just jump right into a 1003 application. And if you look at how companies like Quicken Loans and, again, LendingTree, and I use these companies as examples because they've spent a lot of money and a lot of time, over the last decade or a couple decades, even some of these companies, testing and trying to figure out how do we get a response rate from something simple like an email blast. And I use an email as the first example for you because this is something anybody can do. Everybody that's maybe not brand new, but if you've been in the business for even a few months or a couple years or longer, in most cases you've got a built-up database, whether hopefully it's in a CRM, but it might just be in a spreadsheet. However you're managing that, that's another topic or another conversation we can have in terms of lead management and how to track and categorize and store and set up alerts and all these things. But the most simplest piece of it is having a big list of potential clients that you can reach out to. And an email blast allows you to hit that database, with just 5-10 minutes worth of time spent crafting a very simple message. And you don't want a whole block of text. It doesn't need to be fancy, a big template with a bunch of images, things like that. First off, they don't get great response rates, those overly fancy templates. They also get caught up in spam filters very regularly. So a real email that looks like something you typed up yourself that you can send out to your database, just a few quick sentences, and copying and pasting a link to the right tool. Rates are low at this point. They haven't been, first part of this year wasn't great. So rates are low, and that's a perfect opportunity to send out an email to your refinance tool. And use that as a call to action and create a sense of urgency. Say, hey, rates are low, get a free quote 24/7. It just takes 60 seconds or less. Use our free refinance analysis and find out how much you can save each month. Click here now. And that simple text-based email with a link that you literally grab the link to your refinance funnel right out of the admin panel, you copy and paste that into the email. And what happens is the clients are going to receive that. You want to definitely make sure you use a intriguing subject line, something that's going to get them to open up that email. And then once they open up that email, there's not a whole lot to read. There's not a lot to think about. Use a good call to action, something that creates a sense of urgency. And their natural instinct in opening an email is if there's a link to click on and your messaging is on point, for them to click on that link. And that's where you pull them from an email into your conversion funnel. And we start the process of collecting information and asking questions, just like Zillow and, again, all these big companies have figured out. And the same thing you're doing in your efforts to basically convert and generate your own exclusive leads is taking them from that email blast into your conversion funnel and creating that engagement piece. Because we can't just expect them to pick up the phone and call you. They're not going to just jump into a 1003 application, as I'd mentioned earlier. So what we want to do is create that easy segue from them to go from a cold email into a question and answer process that doesn't ask for too much information, but creates that system that takes them from an email recipient and turns them into a contact in your database. And that question and answer process makes it a little bit easier for them to start providing you with information without scaring them off, because the way we go about collecting that information is our formula, our tried and true tested. We get about 50,000 leads per month for our clients every single month using the strategy. We've tested everything from the button colors to the questions that we ask to the order in which we ask the questions. All that stuff has been fine-tuned to help you get the most conversions and the best quality lead from the people that hit your page. So it's as simple as an email blast. Again, I'm using that as a great example just because you can launch your funnels account and within just a few minutes grab the most pertinent funnel for the topic of the email you're sending out. You copy and paste a link, use a good clever subject line, quick text that you can use, and you blast that out to your client base. And that can within one quick effort generate a handful of leads for you that would have otherwise not been in your CRM or not been in your database as a active tangible contact, somebody that you're actually working. And I've got clients that sign up with us regularly that use this strategy, and we've had clients that have signed up literally same day they've gone live, done an email blast to their client list, and received 2, 3, 5 leads, depending on the size of the list, just based on that quick first effort. Doesn't cost you anything. And again, with one click, you can reach a couple dozen, a couple hundred, or thousands of people, depending on the size of your list. And again, the point is to drive them into that conversion funnel, because without that, it's just a bunch of stuff to read, and we're kind of crossing our fingers and hoping that they pick up the phone and call you, which a lot of you that have probably tried email marketing and have been doing this stuff for years haven't gotten really results from it, because typically there's no process, there's no system to it. It's just a bunch of stuff to read, and we almost do it mindlessly just because we've been told we need to stay in front of our client base, and you got to follow up with people, and that'll keep you on top of their mind, and that's relevant. But at the same time, we can be more strategic about it and actually have purpose to that email, and always make sure that you use a good strong call to action and you're driving people back into your lead generation funnel with everything that you're doing. And that kind of opens up the conversation to understanding that there's a method to that madness. This is something you want to apply to everything that you do. Every marketing piece that you put out there, you want to follow that same approach. I mean, your email signature, very simple adjustment that you can make, but every single email that you send out moving forward automatically can and should have a good call to action with a nice call to action button to get a free rate quote or to get pre-approved 24/7. Find out exactly how much home you can afford. Click here now. And that email, that gets passed along from clients to realtors to other referral partners to family members. Those things get forwarded and shared every single time you send out an email, every single day, all year long. To have that built in as part of that signature, that simple adjustment, again, it takes a couple minutes, but that same point and that same goal is being accomplished of driving somebody into your lead generation funnel at low cost or no cost, obviously in this case, and using that again as a springboard to get people into your lead generation tool, which is your lead capture funnel, which is, again, we get 32 of them that we provide you with right out of the box, already made and purpose built for every single kind of loan you want to go after. And then we've got, there's 20 of the mortgage funnels, and then you get 12 of the real estate funnels. So you can mix and match, you can kind of go about marketing and going after clients in a little bit of a different way from a mortgage angle, and then also tying in the real estate angle so that you can go after a bigger pool of clients. Same idea applies to changing your voicemail. Hey, I can't get to the phone, but for a custom rate quote 24/7, go to web address and give them that domain name for, hopefully you've got a website, right? And that's going to be a pivotal piece. That's like your hub to draw people into your lead generation tools. And you can always, of course, also you can put a domain name, spend 10, 12 bucks on GoDaddy, and you can put a domain name directly on one of your funnels, freeratequote.com, something, very simple, short and sweet. That might be tough to get, specifically that domain name at this point in time, but something short and sweet that you can use to drive people directly into one of your capture tools and say, hey, get a free rate quote 24/7, go to freeratequote.com. Again, it's freeratequote.com. Find out exactly how much home you can afford. Otherwise, leave a message after the tone. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, quick, very simple, easy adjustment. Now, every single time, think about how many times you get a phone call where you're out in the field, or you're meeting with an agent, or you're meeting with clients, and you miss that phone call. They go to your voicemail. That's a potential client that might never call you again, might not even leave a voicemail. They got, let's just say 2 or 3 business cards from a realtor they were talking to. They called you, got your voicemail, got nothing out of it really other than leave a message after the tone. They might just throw that business card to the side, grab the next one, call up the next LO that they got referred to. So at least you're giving yourself a chance there, providing immediate service. Check this out 24/7. Every single funnel that we build is, of course, super mobile compatible. I mean, to a point where these things are just tap, tap, tap all the way through. Very easy to use on any device or tablet. And then also, having a website, same idea. You can drive consumers directly to that website with any marketing that you're doing. Direct mail pieces, Facebook ads, whatever it might be. And in most cases, what we do is we definitely recommend that you have a built-in landing page, or a page that you drive the folks or the traffic to specifically, that caters specifically to that type of audience that you're targeting. But also having the website as kind of like the hub of all of your landing pages serves that same kind of purpose. Your website's what's going to go on your business card. Your website's going to go hopefully on whatever signage that you might be putting out there. Old school kind of traditional marketing, something like a billboard might be kind of expensive, $3,000, $5,000 a month. But if that's sitting in a good prominent spot in town that's getting a ton of traffic, that's an easy investment to recoup. When we're talking mortgages where you make $2,000, $3,000, some of you folks are making $5,000, $6,000 a loan, depending on where you're at in the country. It doesn't take a whole lot of these to make that money back. So I definitely recommend spending money and investing in marketing, whatever it might be. Pay-per-click advertising, direct mail works extremely well, but the same idea applies. It's not going to work if it's just a bunch of stuff to read and a phone number. We all want the phone to ring, but these people aren't just picking up the phone and calling like they used to. The web address has to be on there with a good, strong call to action. And that web address has to tie people into either a website that's optimized specifically to convert leads, or even better, a landing page that's built that goes directly with that advertisement, whether, again, it's a billboard, a direct mail campaign, signage, radio ads work extremely well. So, it's another method of getting traffic to your website or to your landing pages. And, Lead Pops, we do provide websites as well as the funnels product itself. So you get both if you need a site that doesn't already have funnels built into it. So if you've got like your own WordPress site and you just want to tie the funnels right into it, that can be done. A lot of clients come to us, their site is just kind of a lot of cases, to be honest, it's kind of like a lost cause. It's a little bit outdated. It's not mobile compatible. There's no lead generation in there. It's a lot easier to produce something that's made for lead capture, like one of our Conversion Pro websites, than it is to try to work with an old, outdated site that's got no lead capture and trying to tie the funnels into it. So that's just something to consider. But either way, having a site that's built for lead conversion is crucial. There's oftentimes people are going to be referred to you. They're going to look you up before they just call you or jump into a loan application with you. They Google you. You want to be able to control what comes up when somebody finds you or looks you up online. If the only websites that come up when somebody Googles your name and the word mortgage, for example, are like your LinkedIn profile or like your page within your broker's website or your company website, that doesn't do a whole lot for you. Ideally, somebody looks you up, they Google your name and the word mortgage or home loans or something along those lines, or your company's name and your name. The first thing that comes up is going to be your own website that you control 100% of. That doesn't have links to your competitors or to other loan officers in the area or anything like that on there. And everything it does have is really pointing people into your lead generation funnels. Again, using your website as a springboard to get people into your lead capture. So really what it comes down to answer the question is, how do you get traffic into the funnel? Every which way you can. Anything and everything that you're doing to get your name out there, to promote your business, you have to consider, it's kind of a fancy term, but it's called conversion optimization. It's really just optimize everything that you're doing to convert leads. Everything you put out there, you got to think of, okay, so if a consumer sees this, what is the purpose? How am I going to help this person? Well, the main thing you got to do first and foremost is you got to get them on the phone and create a relationship with them and ask good questions, qualify them. And that's not going to happen if the conversion tool isn't there. So Facebook ads is another example. Works extremely well. You got targeting that you can set, that you can really dial into any specific geographic area. You can target specific interests, like someone's interested in Zillow or Realtor.com, things like that. That's not really that typical of an interest for the usual, or for the average person out there, unless they're in like the real estate purchase process. That's a website that they would typically, in many cases, recently like in that instance. You can go after specific demographics, how much money they make, these different things that you can really target. And then the idea is, okay, so you've got great targeting. Where do you take them? Well, the best destination is to a landing page or a funnel that's going to convert that person into a lead. They see the offer that you put on Facebook, and the idea is they click and they get pulled into that conversion point. And one of my favorite websites to help clients just to get an idea of different ad copy, different strategies that work very well for getting an idea of what the big companies out there are doing. It's a website called moat.com. I share this pretty regularly. I make a reference to it in my book, The Mortgage Marketing Manifesto, which is about 300 pages of some of the stuff I just talked about. I go into detail in this book. If you're a current client, we can definitely hook you up with a PDF copy of this on us. If you would like to get a hard copy of it, you can go to Amazon.com. We recently put it on sale. But it's got about 300 pages of ideas and concepts and strategies specifically for how to get traffic and how to get yourself out there and how to market your business for mortgage lead generation specifically. And one of the websites I share in here is called moat.com. That's M-O-A-T. And the reason I share that is because it's a search engine for ads for any company or business that you want to take a look at. So you can literally search engine, it's like a Google for creative ads, and you can just type in there Zillow or Quicken Loans or Lending Tree, and all of their creative ads, everything that they're currently targeting, pulls right up, and you can see the copy that they use, the target, not specifically the targeting, but the actual creative that they're using, the language that they're using in their ads. You can see what kinds of loans that they're targeting currently. So you'll see a lot of like, we're currently 1% down, get pre-approved, different language that they're using in these offers that you can just take some ideas from. It's these are companies, again, that have spent a lot of money and time and effort and a lot of testing to figure out what's working and what's not working. And this is just a great resource to, if you're going to be putting together a Facebook ad or even an email blast, get a quick idea of, hey, here's some great copy for a 1% down campaign or a down payment assistance ad that we want to put out there. This is, perfect little chunk of language that we could use and pull from, or at least get inspired by, not necessarily want to just rip them off, but you can get some good ideas from it and use that kind of language and these kinds of resources to your advantage. They're out there, and it's just a matter of doing the research and seeing what these big companies are doing, and again, doing the same thing. With funnels and with lead pops, you get the same technology. That's a huge piece of it. The best ad out there, the best copy and creative and all that doesn't do anything if you're not driving these people into the right mousetrap. And that's what funnels is, and that's what the lead pops product is for you. It's your mousetrap. You can drive people there in a almost infinite number of ways. There's just countless ways you can get people there, but that's the key piece that we're providing you with. And then of course, getting the traffic there, there's just a lot you can do in terms of marketing to promote these funnels and to promote these landing pages to get the traffic. So there's, I think, a kind of an elaborate or detailed explanation of how you can get traffic into the funnel. And again, we're here to work with you as well. So keep in mind, this is a presentation just to give you some ideas of what we're doing, but we're here. We have consultants and coaches that are here to work with you, so we can review your ads. We can review specifically your campaign or your efforts or what your marketing is currently. And that's what we always like to do before we start recommending to any client to go out and launch something new or to spend more money. Let's take a look at currently what's going on. What's your next email blast look like? What does your current offline marketing? Are you doing anything with direct mailers or newsletters or door hangers, or do you have signage around town? Are you meeting with a realtor this afternoon, or is there an agent specifically in your area that you've been targeting and haven't been successful with? We've helped clients knock down many a barrier in terms of marketing obstacles, agents that they've been interested in targeting that they've been shut down by, that we've helped clients overcome and lock in. So, we've seen it all. We've been doing this for years. I've been doing this personally for 13 years. I've got a great team underneath me that works with me. So, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you specifically in your business. Today I'm trying to kind of share a more general solution for everybody, but everybody's individual. So once you reach out to our team, we'll make a more personal approach specifically for you that's going to meet what you're looking for to make sure that the funnels technology is working in your business specifically. So keeping the cost of lead generation low is another topic. I think I touched on a number of ways that you can do that specifically by really optimizing just all the stuff that you've got, the low-hanging fruit, the email blast, the email signature, the signage, stuff like that, business cards, voicemail, that kind of stuff costs nothing. The higher cost efforts are going to be like your pay-per-click, your Google advertising. We've had clients see a lot of success with those as well, but that's where you're getting into like, $150, $200 a lead, $100 a lead in some areas, depending. If that's what you're interested in and you understand the value of, exclusive leads at $150, $200 a piece, even if it takes five of them to close at that rate, it's $1,000 per funded loan. $1,000 per funded loan. If you're making $4,000 or $5,000 on a deal, that's definitely an exchange a lot of folks are willing and happy to make all day long. If you're in an area where maybe you only make $1,200 or $1,500 a loan, spending $1,000 on a loan might not be right up your alley. So it just depends. But if you're interested in talking about some of that stuff, reach out to us. Facebook, we're seeing clients getting leads at $2, $3 a lead, $5 a lead. Takes a lot more of those in most cases to close the deal. It might take 100, 150, or 200 leads to get something that you're going to close. You're looking at maybe $500, $600 per funded deal. A lot easier to swallow for some folks, obviously, than $1,000 or $2,000. We've seen clients happy at $2,000 per funded loan. Again, it's just you've got to do the math and figure out in your business what makes sense. The beauty, though, the higher volume of leads coming out of something like Facebook at lower cost is it does give you more opportunities. It builds your database. You get a couple hundred leads. That's a couple hundred more people now that are going to be getting your newsletters, that are going to be on your email blasts. My favorite part about that kind of stuff is your ability to share those leads with other referral partners like real estate agents. You can get those leads, and when you've got them in that kind of volume, you can pick out a couple good realtors that you're interested in partnering with, or that you want to you want to grow your relationship with an agent maybe that isn't sending you as much business as you know they could, there's really no better way to get a realtor excited about a partnership or to refer clients your way than to be sharing leads with them. You know, it's a pretty rare unicorn, the loan officer that is consistently sharing good qualified leads with agents. That's, you know, hardly ever happens. It's usually a one-way street with agents sending out referrals to the loan officer, and the loan officer kind of, you know, they have their hand out and hopefully they do a good job on the loan, but there's not much reciprocation in that respect. So being a loan officer that's generating your own leads, really, it's empowering. You're not just relying on agents. You're doing the consumer direct angle yourself. You're generating your own exclusive leads. Then you can turn around and share those leads with realtors. I mean, you still want to be the one that's following up with the lead and calling them first, because you might be passing these off to an agent who might make a call or might not ever even call them, but it's that just that perceived value. I've seen this time and time again over the years where realtors will just start turning around and sending you leads just because you're actually the LO that's referring them business, and they haven't seen that before. And it's an exciting way to not only build existing relationships and improve those, but also going after new realtors that you've never seen or spoken with, and being able to show that and say, hey, check this out. Here's my database. The last, 30 days, we've gotten 150 new leads. About 15 of them specifically have been in your area. I'm looking for a good realtor to partner with in your part of town that I can refer these clients to. And I'd like to open up that conversation with you and see if you might be a good fit. I'd love to be able to send these leads to a realtor I know is going to do a good job for me and for the clients. Yeah, that's music to a realtor's ears. That's definitely. And a lot of times you hear about the loyalty issues, and I see clients that struggle with that aspect. Hey, they've been kind of moonlighting or working with a realtor, I should say, for or honeymooning, that's the right word, trying to court a realtor for months, and finally started making some traction. And the next thing you know, another loan officer kind of comes along with something of value and just kind of plucks that realtor away, and all of a sudden they're starting from scratch or going out looking for new agents. And that's something that's going to establish loyalty for you, is being that referral partner that's sending them clients. It's a lot harder for a new loan officer to come out of nowhere and kind of wow that agent and win them over with ball game tickets or a box of cookies or whatever RESPA compliant type of thing they're trying to think of that they can offer to that agent when you're referring them business. The realtor might smile and shake their head and take a business card and let them pay for lunch. But when it comes time to send out a referral, I think it's safe to say if it's a smart realtor, they're going to keep sending that business your way as long as you're kind of keeping that gravy train going for them and referring them business. And at the same time, on the flip side, when you're going out talking to realtors and you know full well that, if this is an agent that's worth the conversation, they've already got their own kind of clique. They've got their entourage. Inside loan officers that are on the floor with a bunch of realtors oftentimes struggle and kind of can't figure out, why is it that I'm sitting here on the floor with 20 or 30 KW agents and none of them send me any clients? I mean, I'm like, right here, look at me. Well, it's because these agents, they're comfortable. They've got their own clique. They've got their entourage. A lot of agents also, like loan officers, jump from brokerage to brokerage, so they kind of come into it with their own relationships. And it's difficult if you don't have something of real value to kind of disrupt that current realtor loan officer bond that might kind of be there. Again, it's not a whole lot of loyalty, but hey, if they're comfortable, Jerry does a good job for me on my loans. I send them to him. He follows up. He answers the phone when I call. Clients are typically pretty happy with him. Hey, there's no reason for them to kind of quit going that route unless you can approach them with, again, something of value that's better than a box of cookies and, a free lunch or whatever it might be, and to be able to approach them with, hey, I'm sure the LOs you're working with are good people. But my experience, Mr. Realtor, is agents, they don't really ever get anything in terms of leads or business from their loan officers. And that kind of boggles my mind. I approach it from that angle for my realtors is I'm really big on referring you clients and doing what I can to help you build your business and actually generating good qualified leads for you. And, if you've got the right realtor that's doing business, maybe not the top, top big fish out there, they're not going to get all that excited about more leads. You got to just go after the right kinds of agents, the ones that are producers, the ones that are in a position to refer you clients but aren't so big and so busy where that's not going to be exciting for them. You just got to look at it from a realistic kind of angle and strategically. And it's cool because it's not that hard to find agents. They're all over the place. One of my favorite ways to do it is to look for marketing in your local area that you just keep seeing an agent, you know, doing a lot of local even traditional marketing, signage. You know, if they've got a few listings, that's always obviously a good sign of a producing agent. Google searches, simple, you know, your area, your city, and the words real estate or homes for sale. Typically, you know, if you look past like the Zillows and the Realtor.coms and the Homes.coms and some of the big portal sites, but you start looking in like the pay-per-click, the ones that are actually paying to be on the first page, that's a great sign of an agent that's paying for marketing, interested in lead generation, trying to get their name out there. These are the kinds of agents that would be great to approach, right? And we're going to be doing another presentation on specifically that angle and showing examples of how to find realtors, different Google searches you can do, different websites, you know, examples of realtor websites that you can look at, because there's a lot of different strategies that you can take and angles you can take, specifically looking at agent websites when approaching a new realtor as to what kinds of conversations you might be able to have with them. Because one of my favorites is, and you see this all the time, is an agent will have like a mortgage section on their real estate website. It's like built in. And lo and behold, you click on like mortgage rates, and the next thing you know, you get hijacked and you end up on like Zillow.com. That's terrible. That's not good for the realtor. It's not good for the consumer. There's a great strategy for you to, as you cultivate and build up that relationship with that agent, you start sending them some leads, they start trusting you, they send you a client, you do a good job on the loan, you can strategically start to position yourself where that mortgage section, slowly but surely, you take that over and you become the preferred mortgage partner built into their website. So no longer are they letting their clients get hijacked by Zillow. You share this with them. You show this to them on a presentation. Maybe you're, you know, a few meetings that you've had with them. You bring out your laptop and, hey, I want to share something with you. I've seen a couple of my other realtors struggling with this, and it's bad news for you. It's bad news for your clients when they hit your website, when they hit your mortgage section specifically. And you can position yourself where now when somebody clicks into the mortgage section, you're the preferred partner, you're listed, and ideally, we get your lead generation tool plugged into that agent's website. And there'll be more on that in the specific presentation we're going to do here on realtor partnerships. Again, how to find agents, how to talk to them, what kinds of angles you can take when you find an agent that's got a website. And that's also, to me, a great way to identify good realtors that are marketing and interested in growing their business if they have their own website, right? I mean, if it's just an agent that's doing stuff, you know, part-time, they sell, maybe they're a teacher and they sell one house every summer or something, they don't have a website, they don't do their own marketing, that's not really a good referral partner to put a lot of effort into. I mean, if you got a couple of those that are just sending you clients because you're friends with them, cool. But that's not someone we're going to proactively be going after and trying to build a relationship and get our foot in the door with. So, you know, that's to me one of the, it's like a way to vet the agents is to see, hey, do they have a site, or is it just a page inside of their broker's site? You know, if a broker's got 50 agents and only 5 or 10 of them actually have their own websites, those are the 5 or 10 that I'd be putting on my short list of the agents I want to start to get my foot in the door with and start to reach out to and start targeting. You know, you can start pulling their emails off their website, build yourself a retargeting list, put that on Facebook, and create a custom audience of that list of agents and start putting ads out there for agents and say, hey, realtors, are you sick and tired of loan officers that don't do anything to actually send you clients? You know, quick ad like that, even going specifically after realtors, you know, a B2B style ad versus B2C, and a list of some of the hot buttons and hot points that you have that a value that you can offer to your real estate agent partners. So, you know, this all ties back into that question. How do you get traffic? How do you get leads? You know, low cost, no cost strategies, everything from your voicemail to pay-per-click ads on Google. Your website is a foundational piece, again, because all this stuff that you're going to be doing to start building the word about your business and getting the name out there about who you are and the fact that you're a local mortgage professional, that just creates more and more interest, and more people are going to start looking you up and Googling you and looking for reviews and learning more about you before they just pick up the phone and call you. That's why it's pivotal with this kind of stuff to, again, have your own website so that when they Google your name, they end up on a website that's owned and controlled by you versus, you know, they get sucked into like LinkedIn, or they get, you know, one of the worst ones, again, is Zillow, because they just make a business out of taking your content and your information and pulling you or your consumers into Zillow.com instead of to your own website where you can generate your own exclusive lead. I'd rather you be generating your own lead yourself for free than obviously having to buy a lead you should have generated yourself from Zillow, right? So you can control a lot more of that kind of stuff when you have your own website, when you have your own web presence. And you can, of course, you can talk to our team. If you've got a website that you'd like to optimize with funnels, talk to us about it. If you don't have a website, or you think your website just needs to be rebuilt or redesigned, or just you need to start fresh, we see this all the time. We do have Conversion Pro websites that we build from the ground up that create your own. It's like your own mini lending tree website. It looks great. It's mobile optimized, and most importantly, it's optimized to convert leads, to help your clients. That's the key piece. Is people end up on a website, they're just reading stuff, they leave. You could have #1 Google placement, thousands of people coming to your website every month. If it's just like an online brochure with a 1003 application, it's not going to do anything for you. So that's our specialty, is the conversion angle. So, we build those. We'll be happy to talk to you about it. No pressure. Just have a conversation with us. Share with us what your goals are, what you're doing for marketing your business. We'll take a look at your website. We'll give you great feedback, honest feedback every single time. If it's a good fit, we can get you going. It takes 3 days to get one up and running, fully customized for you. If not, we can give you some advice or some pointers as to how you can take our funnels and just plug them into any existing website that you might have. And that goes for landing pages. That goes for email blasts. That goes for Facebook advertising. Anything that you're doing, share it with us. We've gotten so far as even helping clients optimize radio ads, and them sending us their script and us reviewing it and saying, hey, change this out here. Or instead of saying apply today, let's push them into a stronger call to action that's not just like a mortgage application. Depending on the audience that you're going after, the demographics and some of those things, we can help you cater a better call to action, a better strategy for whatever marketing it might be. So don't hesitate to reach out, and those appointments don't cost any extra. It's part of the service, part of the coaching that we provide. So definitely take advantage of that. One more that we've got here, and we're heading into about 40 minutes, so this will be perfect. We'll finish with this. How to get online reviews. So this is an important piece. You've got to ask for them, right? You've got to make it a point when you're having a great conversation with a client, they're happy with the service that you provided, with their experience with you, especially at that point in time where you're on the phone with them and they just expressed how happy they are with the fact that you got the loan done when nobody else could, or how quickly you've been following up, or whatever it might be. You got to ask and make it very easy for them to send that review to you. So you got to, in most cases, have an email template ready that you can just, with a click, send to the client. When they're telling you how happy they are, let them know how much it helps you, to get that kind of thing written online, and to have a way that you can easily send them a link to get that specifically sent over to them. We have a tool. We have a system that's called Email Fire. Makes it very easy. It's built into the Funnels product. It's a full-blown email marketing automation system. I don't know if you've heard of something like Infusionsoft or some of these kind of well-known email automation products that are out there. Email Fire is on par with any of them, and it's built to let you do one-off emails, or email blasts, or newsletters, or autoresponders. So having that queued up and being able to, with one click, really quickly send out an email template that requests a review of the client. And you want to be able to, in that, include a link to the review sites that you're working on. Yelp is obviously great. Zillow, I see a lot of folks putting a lot of their eggs into that basket. But if you're all over it and you've already been working at it, I'm not going to say stop, but just consider again. Zillow is very smart. They strategically position themselves to have loan officers and realtors, providing them with content so that they get your content. So when somebody Googles your name, because of all the content about you that you've put on Zillow, and Zillow is such a powerful website, in many cases it will rank on the first spot for you for a phrase like your name and the word mortgage. And then what happens, obviously, is someone ends up on Zillow and there's just, your competitors are all over the place. If they click to fill out some sort of contact form on Zillow, they're going to charge you whatever it is, $25 or $50 or $80, depending on what they got sucked into, or what little widget the person ends up filling out. So, controlling that stuff a little bit better. Yelp, again, of course, your competitors are on there, but at least it's not like a mortgage lead generation website. It's a well-known, very trusted source. So I like Yelp. Facebook, of course, great place to collect your reviews. So if you're going to be sending out an email, again, Email Fire is a great tool for the blasts, for the newsletters, for one-off emails like a request for a review, and having the link or links to maybe a couple of the top sites that you prefer to collect reviews on, to make it extra easy for them. Let them know how much you appreciate it, how much it helps you build your business, and to helps you build trust with clients in a day and age where there's so many lenders out there that are not doing a good job for people. And then a quick link where they can click and jump right into their Facebook and write that review and give you the 5 stars that are so coveted. So definitely want to ask for that. And then there are some tools out there that also help with review collection. They have some different ways of automating the process and making it a little easier. So if you're big on the review collection, I would look into some of these. Again, I've got a couple of them listed here. Last chapter of the book includes a list of some of my favorite tools for loan officers, a couple of them for collecting reviews, specifically get5stars.com and grade.us. And what's cool about these is they'll do something like they'll have like a survey. It'll ask the person before, you can do a blast to all of your clients, for example, or maybe you do like a end of month kind of email to everyone you've helped in the month of September or you've worked with, and they can kind of grade you on a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, whatever it might be. And obviously, anything below like a 7, they don't get ushered into writing a review for you. That feedback comes to you, so you can handle it personally with that client and see what's happening and get some real-time feedback and maybe adjust your strategy or approach or help the client understand why something didn't work out the way it did, and hopefully get to them before they go to Yelp or wherever they end up and they write something negative about you on their own. So that helps you gauge your clients, get kind of a pressure check on how the loan went, and get some good feedback. And then anything above like 8 through 10, of course, will then automatically, if they mark it 8 through 10, automatically sends you directly to the review links that you provide them with. So that's another cool thing to look at. Again, get5stars.com or grade.us. Those will automate the review collection process for you. And we're coming right up on about 45 minutes, so that's usually my goal is about 30 to 60 minutes, somewhere in there. Got this nice short and sweet. Hopefully you got some value from today, and of course we're going to be doing this. Right now the schedule is every 2 weeks, so we want to give it a little bit of time to kind of absorb what we've shared today. Also come up with some new questions for our next Fireside Chat, which we're doing 2 weeks from today. We'll send an email out with the information for that, with the registration, with the questionnaire and all that, of course, as we did today. And then the other thing, of course, that we're going to do is we're going to be sending out the recording for you of today. So if you didn't miss, or if you missed the first part, or you just want to go back and listen and kind of go through some of the information again and kind of let that soak in a little bit more, you'll have the recording that we'll be sending out here shortly. Should be hopefully by end of day tomorrow, if not sooner, but we'll be sending out an email with a link to this for everybody so that you can go ahead and take advantage of that as well. And also, if you missed last week, that's also going to be included. So we're compiling like a library of these, so you can access past recordings, and we're just going to continue to build this up as we go. And then again, this is kind of a general overview for everybody and all the questions that we received. If you need more personal help, reach out to us, schedule a time with our coaches. We're here to help you. We're here to talk about you individually, your goals, what you're trying to accomplish, where you're at in your business, and take a look at specifically what you're doing and how we can help with the funnels, with the strategy, with the coaching that we provide to make it a more custom solution for you and to help you specifically with what you're trying to achieve. So thank everybody for attending today's Fireside Chat. Feedback is always, of course, welcome to us as well. So if you have something you'd like to share about today, if you have more questions about it, do reach out to us as well. And then if you liked it and you think you're getting value from Lead Pops and our team, of course, I'll have to ask for a review as well. We'd love a review on Facebook specifically, is where we're working on collecting our reviews currently. So if you've had a great experience with us, if you want to share some success stories with us, anything like that, please reach out to us on Facebook. Otherwise, if there's anything you want to discuss about your business, any concerns you might have, or anything that you need additional help or coaching with, reach out to our team. We'll be more than happy to help you. All right. Thank you. Talk to you guys soon.